Good. Just talk. Good. Good morning. Can y'all hear me at the jail?
Yes.
All right. Here's we have Defense Services. Mr. Hodges will be on the line as well. Let's get started. All right. Sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
3/21/74.
What's your full name?
Carlos Shorty.
Okay. All right, thanks. My apologies. Took one out of order. Do we have the Navajo interpreter on the line? What number? So do we have the Navajo interpreter on the line?
Yes, Your Honor. I am on the line.
Okay.
Joe Holgate.
Oh, thank you, sir. I will try to pause appropriate times to allow you to translate, but if I'm at all going a little too fast or a little too long, please let me know, sir.
Thank you, Your Honor.
All right. Sir, can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Carlos Shorty. Carl Shorty. 3/21/74. 3/21/74. That was when I was born. Yes.
Okay. Mr. Shorty, good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance.
Yeah, large. Now in the yet was young close. Yes. Yes.
You're being seen here based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest.
Not really. The source of in it's not the intentional source necessary source of warrant will get. Yes.
This warrant relates to a charge.
Yes. I just came over here to just be in jail.
And I'm sorry, interpreter, are you able to just clarify for him to not say anything about the charges during the hearing?
Yes, ma'am. Carlos. Yes. I don't check in the hand because that's so given yeah to shit the neck is been flash net no licks. I show that. Yes.
Okay.
A question. Go ahead.
Thank you. Mr. Shorty, you're being seen here based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest on a charge of aggravated assault.
Not so since the thousand there even not did so you had all no nana no epic.
Please remember that you have the right to remain silent and anything you say can be held against you.
I don't let positive I guess shown in every not other young kid always
This warrant came from Maricopa County.
do
And
not so get in late because today Maricopa County are there.
and I'm going to honor the bond requested by the judge who issued that warrant in the amount of $25,000.
No, we are ni I don't let the child in the law. Not kidding the media, nothing is let the media.
Your Honor, can
So
I
the
be heard?
equal, no, not this. Say, ma'am, excuse me.
I apologize, interpreter. I asked if I could be heard regarding the bond amount.
Sure. You may.
Okay, sorry, I'm just
Okay,
waiting for
no,
the interpreter.
Not there.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release Carlos to pretrial services supervision. I understand the amount on the warrant. However, this warrant, the offense date in this case is October of 2021.
Did not so say so sige ya nagayda e has kenje nasit kenje and say a got it I have seen kegi ya late October ne raji 2021 at that not so nasit igi e behind in
The warrant issued in October of 2024, and Mr. Shorty's never been previously arrested on this warrant or given the opportunity to appear out of custody for court.
ya did October 2024 ne it not ne igi cut not so ya ended other ya is good take on ya nas that need the what achas akat nila basically seneliki ito ba na ito na ito hat ada district nila.
He's 51 years old. He has no prior felony arrests of any kind prior to this case.
As Latino mo asan na kay ado na credit ato hat ada but lot of the state and it's no na le.
Given that, we would ask that you consider releasing him to pretrial services.
Ako it neto lihige ni kay ada hin even yes le ajo endo le kwe ne.
Thank you. And I have considered that, however, given the age of the offense, the age of the warrant, and the factual allegations in the warrant, I do believe it's appropriate to honor the bond amount.
Ako ya hati at anaban ses case nila ti ni hui ahi ako haben yegi ya ha na khaygi bin nashi Latino mat asan na khay nzad na kha ishin na aneko what ana so neses so little get us so have na I once this case Jordan or ne
Mr. Shorty,
So
we will notify Maricopa County
okay.
that you were in custody and give them an opportunity to transport you
Nana
up to Phoenix to be heard on this matter.
Nana legit ana hinst in Maricopa County able to hotly I aden katato kato ishi ajo ndan the skin or le was to go did behind any ajo they don't leave.
I'm going to set a review hearing for you on July 22nd at 9 a.m. just in case Maricopa County does not transport you.
Pero ya ba na had not it because na dot igina na ben on ne didi na des to ya shot osdishne July 22nd na tina kyo khasko nas ede ol kitlo ekwe na had not it nle Maricopa County there don't kati khita la up getting here. Oh, Your Honor, I just asked him if he understood what I explained to him, and he says yes.
Thank you. That's all I have for you today, sir. You're excused.
Hot edo les teach it out up and I know not is to cut in on neatly cut all this.
Thank you.
Yeah, no.
I go up there.
What's it?
I go up there.
Hold on, wait.
Your Honor, this is the interpreter. Am I excused?
Thank you very much for your assistance. You're excused.
Thank you, sir. Your
Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Flight PT 483.
All right, Mr. Matheny, good morning. It's time to set up your initial appearance and arraignment. You're being seen here today on, I believe it's 12 different cases with 10 warrants, and new charges. First of all, to remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed for you by the court, or you may obtain one at your own expense. You also are presumed innocent until proven guilty. I'm going to enter pleas on the new charges against you, pleas of not guilty, and set 1 second. Set the matter for hearing on June 30th at 1:45 p.m. in front of Judge Blue of the Tucson City Court. I'm also going to impose a bond of $500, the number of cases, the number of warrants that you have out. Okay, well, sir, I given the nature of your case, I am going to impose that bond, and hopefully that secures your appearance at the hearing. Please sit down.
Sorry, Your Honor.
That's all right. All right. Excuse me. If he comes back on, I'll get the file back. Sure. Good morning, sir. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Kenneth George Bernard, 12662.
All right. Good morning, Mr. Bernard. It's time to set up your initial appearance. You are being seen here this morning on two different warrants that were both issued by looks like Judge Crystal Ann Foster and Judge Robert Foreman of the Pima County Justice Court. They're related to charges of shoplifting, criminal trespass, and disorderly conduct. Remind us, sir, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. In both of these cases, I'm inclined to release you on promise that you can appear at the Pima County Justice Court to resolve these matters on July 14th at 11 a.m. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Then I'll release you on that promise to appear. I'm going to order that in both cases, you not have any contact with any of the alleged victims, and to include going to any place of work or residence, or to the incident location where these offenses were alleged to have occurred. I'm also going to appoint, or rather reappoint, Miss Anna Dennis to represent you. Her phone number will be in the paperwork you receive.
Okay.
So, sir, you can be released later today. Please make sure and hold on to the paperwork that you're going to receive from the jail. Please make sure and contact your attorney, and above all else, please make sure you attend your hearings. Otherwise, another warrant could issue for your arrest, and you can end up right back in custody.
Okay.
Your Honor, he does have a superior court hold.
I'm sorry?
He has a superior court hold.
Oh, my apologies. Well, sir, and I apologize. I didn't see that you had a hold. Oh, I see right there. Okay. Then let me change this. So instead, what I'm going to do is schedule a hearing for you on the 23rd, so tomorrow. That way you can be seen a little bit earlier, hopefully get your cases resolved or adjudicated a little bit more quickly. And I'll put honor the bond amount requested in the warrant, $150. Simply that you can get time credit should that be appropriate, and Ms. Dennis can advise you on that. So, sir, do apologize for the mistake. That's my fault. You are going to be held, but you'll be seen tomorrow. And hopefully Miss Dennis can advise you further on the next steps in your case. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you again.
Right.
And Joe, thank you very much for catching my error.
You're welcome, Your Honor. Thank you. Yep.
Good morning, sir. Can you tell me your full name and date of birth?
Good morning, Robert Craig Burkett, 2/21/1984.
All right, Mr. Burkett. All right, so you're being seen here this morning for a warrant that was issued for your arrest by the South Tucson City Magistrate on a charge or charges of driving under the influence. Offense dates were back in 2010, February 27, 2010. And this warrant was issued back in October of 2016. Sir, I'm going to release you on the matter and schedule a hearing for you on July 8th, provided, of course, you can promise you will appear at that hearing. Can you do that?
Yes, I will be there.
So you'll be released later today. Your hearing will be on the 8th at 10 a.m. at the South Tucson City Court on South 6th Street. Please make sure and attend, otherwise a warrant could issue for your arrest. You can end up right back in custody.
Okay.
Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Right. Morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
National, Michael National, nationally, property, nationally chief.
All right. Mr. Ignacio, good morning. This is time to set your initial appearance. You're being seen here on two different matters. The first is based on a warrant that was issued by Judge Crystal and Foster of the Pima County Justice Court on charges of shoplifting alleged to have occurred December 2023. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. The second matter, no, actually, we'll just deal with this one first. On this matter, I'm going to release you on condition that you appear at a hearing, an arraignment on July 2nd at 9:30 in the morning. Can you do that?
Yeah.
Right. And I will order you released on that. Set your hearing for July 2nd at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Renee Garza. Second matter relates to some charges of criminal trespass, shoplifting, and possession of drug paraphernalia out of the Tucson City Court. I'm going to set a hearing for you in this case on July 28th at 2 p.m. in front of Judge Verena. In both cases, sir, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you have no contact of any kind with any alleged victims, to include going to the place of work, residence, or the incident locations. And likewise, in the city court, I will release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing on the 28th. Can you do that, sir?
Yes.
All right, sir. So you got some hearings coming up. Please make sure and keep the paperwork handy, and above all else, do not miss those hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And that's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Be
Go sit, you're being released.
released.
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jason Lee Parks, 62784.
All right, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on two different cases, both related to warrants that were issued for your arrest. The first is a warrant out of the Pima County Justice Court issued by Judge Vince Roberts on a charges of shoplifting and criminal trespass in the third degree from January of 2023. The second is for a charge of criminal trespass in the first degree and failing to appear. Remind you, do you have the right to remain silent on, and anything you say can be held against you. Thank you. On the Justice Court matter, or rather on both matters, I'm inclined to release you on promise that you'll appear at the hearings I'm going to set for you. The first one would be on July 2nd at 9:30 in the morning at the Justice Court. Can you appear at that hearing, sir?
Yes, sir.
Then you'll be seen on July 2nd at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Renee Garza. I'm going to order that you not have any contact with any alleged victims and that you not return to the incident location that's alleged. And on the city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 28th at 2 p.m. in front of Judge Verena. Can you promise you'll appear at that hearing, sir?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll set the hearing for you. I'm likewise going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you have no contact with any alleged victims, to include go into the incident location or to their place of work or residence. Sir, you have two court hearings. Please make sure and attend both of them. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest in either one, and you can end up right back in custody.
Yes, sir.
That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you. You're excused.
All right, thank you.
Morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Hello, my name is Alicia Michelle Parker. You guys on my paperwork have me under Rodriguez. That is my maiden name. I just have to state that. My date of birth is 9/28/1993.
And Parker, common felon, PAR.
Yes,
I'm just gonna make a note of that so that the paperwork can be changed. And I do see on the citation
thank you.
that it was confirmed as Alicia Michelle Parker. I'm sorry, your date of birth is?
9/28/1993.
All right. Ms. Parker, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen on a few different charges. First is assault, and then 2 counts of domestic violence assault. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by the court, or you may secure one at your own expense. Let me just check one thing. Okay. I reviewed a pretrial services report, which includes some information about you and also some information from the alleged victim in this case, who was contacted and provided some information. Apparently, the alleged victim states that they would like to have further contact and believe that you are welcome to return to the home and don't object to your release. So based on that and the other information provided, I am inclined to release you, provided that you promise you will appear at an arraignment on July 2nd at 10:30 a.m. Can you do that?
Yes, absolutely.
Then I'll release you on that promise. Schedule a hearing for July 2nd at 10:30 in front of Judge Renee Garza. And I'm also going to order that you not I'm not going to order that you have no contact given the alleged victim's wishes, but I am going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence and that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. Do you understand that?
Yes,
Then you're going to be released later today. Please make sure and keep the copies of your paperwork. Make sure you show up for your hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in jail.
okay, thank you, Your Honor.
You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Zachary Zerugan, 12/08/1994.
All right, good morning. So this time set for your initial appearance, you're being seen here on 2 different matters. The first relates to a warrant that was issued for your arrest out of the Marana City Court. And this relates to a charge of driving on a suspended license. The second matter, one second, is out of the Tucson City Court, and this relates to charges from last year involving threats, intimidation, criminal trespass, theft, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I'm sorry, shoplifting, I should say, and criminal trespassing. You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which you may procure at your own expense, or a court may appoint one to you in your circumstances. On the Marana court matter, I'm inclined to release you if you can promise you'll appear at a hearing on July 23rd at 10 a.m. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And I'll order you released on this Marana case. Set a hearing for the July 23rd at 10 a.m. I'm also going to order that you not drive or operate a vehicle without a valid license. And that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances. On the city court matter, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 28th at 2:30 in the afternoon in front of
All right.
Judge Verena of the Tucson City Court. I'll likewise release you if you can promise you'll appear at that hearing as well. You do that?
That,
Sir, can you do that, sir?
yeah, here.
The same conditions will apply. You're not to possess or consume any alcohol or illegal substances, drive without a valid license, that you're not to have any contact of any kind with any of the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. So, sir, you're going to be given copies of all the paperwork from your hearing today. Please keep it handy. Make sure you're attending your hearings, otherwise a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in jail.
Yes,
That's all I
sir.
have for you, sir. Thank you.
Hey, am I released on the second charge?
Yes.
All right.
Morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
It's Michael David Beal, 1281.
Mr. Beal, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on a warrant related to a single charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. On this matter, I'm going to set a hearing on July 22nd at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Ryan Blue at the Tucson City Court. And I'll order you released provided that you promise you will appear at that hearing. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm going to order you released. Later today, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And that's it, sir. So you'll be released. Please make sure and attend your hearing. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Thank you.
Oh.
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yes, Amaris Burkel Chavez, January 15th, 2002.
Thanks, Chavez. Good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on several charges of domestic violence assault, criminal domestic violence, criminal damage, and domestic violence disorderly conduct. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by a court, or you may obtain at your own expense. I believe we have the alleged victim on the line. So if you want to unmute. Oh, I'm sorry. You may need to press *6 in order to unmute.
Yes. Can you hear me? Sorry.
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Yes, sir. Is it Mr. Trent?
Yes, it is. I'm sorry.
Not a problem, sir. So purpose of this hearing is just simply to determine if and under what conditions Ms. Chavez will be released from custody. You do have a right to be heard. So if you have anything you'd like me to know before I make my decision about release conditions, please feel free to speak up right now.
Okay. Yeah, no, I wanted to be released as soon as possible so we can get this all figured out. And because we have so much like stuff together, and I want to figure out stuff with our daughter and get this done. And I don't want her to lose her job and everything. So I just wanted to be released as soon as possible. And then I want us to be able to have contact and she's allowed to return to the home.
Is there anything else?
No, sir, that's it.
Okay, thank you very much. Chavez, I am inclined to release you on promise that you will appear at the Tucson City Court on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Can you promise you'll do that?
Yes, sir.
And I'll set your hearing for July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. All right. All right, ma'am, you're going to be released later today. Please make sure and keep the paperwork from this hearing and make sure and attend your hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you can end up right back in custody. Okay.
Thank you.
Thank you. You're excused.
Thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
06/29/1983, Jeffrey Deloach.
All right, Mr. Lush, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning on 2 charges of domestic violence, criminal damage, and domestic violence disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred on June 21st at approximately 8:49. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which may be appointed to you by the court or paid by you at your own expense. All right, sir. One second, just need to take a look at something. All right. Sir, do you reside with the alleged victim in this case?
Oh, sir. Not at the moment. No, sir.
Thank you. Sure. I'll note pretrial services was unable to reach the alleged victim in this case. So I don't have any input from them. On this matter, sir, I'm inclined to release you and promise you'll appear at your arraignment or at an arraignment in front of Judge Wendy Million on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Then I'll order you released on condition that you will appear. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not commit any acts of domestic violence, possess any firearms or weapons, and surrender any firearms you may have to the Tucson City Police Department within 48 hours of being released. I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with the alleged victim, to include going to the place of work or residence. If you happen to have any personal belongings at their residence, I'll allow you to return with a police escort, but only with a police escort. Otherwise, you are not allowed to go to their place of work or residence. Do you understand that, sir?
Yes, sir.
And you'll receive paperwork later today with all this information. Please keep it safe and make sure you're at your hearing on the 29th. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. And
Yes, sir.
That's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Thanks, sir.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
My name is James Lawson. My birthday is March 24th, 88.
All right, well, good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Jeffrey Klotz, in the Tucson City Court, related to charges of criminal trespass in the 3rd degree and failing to appear at a hearing. On this matter, sir, I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 25th at 9 a.m. in front of Judge Hale at the Tucson City Court. And I'll release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you do that, sir?
Again,
Then I'll order you released. I'm going to order that you not have any contact of any kind with any alleged victims, to include going to the incident location. And that's, let me just double check. And that's all I have for you, sir. Please make sure and your paperwork handy. Make sure you're at your hearings.
thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
John Joseph Nelson, 12/18/72.
Nelson, good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here being seen here on two charges of domestic violence and disorderly conduct alleged to have occurred April 21st. Yeah, April 21st of this year. Remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, which you may obtain at your own expense or may be appointed to you based on circumstance by the court. I took a look at the pretrial services report in your case. It appears that there are two alleged victims. One is willing to have contact with you and does not object to your release. The other could not be contacted. In this matter, sir, I'm going to actually give me 1 second. In this matter, sir, I'm gonna set a hearing for you on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I will release you and promise you will appear at that hearing. Can you promise me that, sir?
Yeah, what day is that?
July 29th of this year at 1:30.
No, I mean, what actual day is it? Like Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday?
It'll say in the paperwork.
July 29th. That's a Tuesday, sir.
Is it possible to do a Monday?
No.
Is that, okay, thank you.
July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon.
Yes, sir.
I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, and that you have no contact with Miss Emily Nelson, the second victim of the case. All right, sir. That's all I have for you. You're going to be released later today. Please make sure and abide by all the conditions set and keep your paperwork handy. And above all else, do not miss your court date. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Thank you, sir.
Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name?
Amy Jennifer Pierce, 7573.
Ms. Pierce, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on two charges of domestic violence, disorderly conduct.
Again, I didn't even.
Just remind you, ma'am, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Need to take a look at something really quick. Yeah. All right. All right, Miss Pierce, again, you do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney. One may be appointed to you by the court or obtained by you at your own expense. And actually, in this matter, and I'm sorry, just make sure I'm not mistaking something. Yeah. So I actually saw you on a separate case 2 days ago, and I released you at that time. Appears that these are the same general offenses and the same alleged victims in the case. Given this, ma'am, I'm not inclined to release you on promise that you'll appear and abide by conditions, since it appears that there's evidence that you may have already violated those conditions. So I'm going to impose a bond of $750 cash. I'm going to set this for a pretrial hearing. A video review hearing, rather, on July 1st at 1:45 in front of Judge Verena. If you do post the bond, I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence, possess any firearms or weapons, and that you have no contact with the alleged victims, to include going to their place of work or residence. I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case. And I know we went over this the other night, but you are presumed innocent until proven guilty beyond a reasonable doubt. You have a right to attend all hearings, including a trial, where you again are presumed innocent. The burden is on the state to prove otherwise. However, if you fail to attend any of your hearings to include a trial, you may be found guilty in your absence and lose the ability to defend yourself. Additionally, if you're unable to be sentenced within 90 days of being found guilty at a trial, that your conviction may not be appealed. All right, ma'am. That's all I have for you, ma'am. You're excused. Oh, no, I'm sorry. I enter in pleas of not guilty on your behalf. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
James Stevens, 1985.
All right. Stephen, good morning. Time set for your initial appearance and arraignment. You're being seen here today on a charge of possession of drug paraphernalia. Oh, my apologies. This is actually not your arraignment. This is not a new charge. This is based off of a warrant. My apologies. That was issued by Judge Jeff Klotz in December of 2024. All right, sir. I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 28th at 9:30 a.m. in front of Judge Maldonado at the Tucson City Court. And I will release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you do that, sir?
Yes, sir.
Thank you. I'll order you released on promise you'll appear. Again, set that hearing for July 28th at 9:30. I'm gonna order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. That's all I have for you, sir. You're excused. Thank you.
Your Honor, here's he has a probation hold. He has a superior court hold.
No, my apologies. I'm missing all these today. All right. My apologies. That was my oversight. I was right there. All right. My apologies, sir. I missed that, but I'm going to reset your hearing instead of the 28th. It's going to be August 8th at 9:30 a.m. and I'm going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you. So as you're being held, you're not going to be released, but you will receive paperwork that will include the contact information for the City Public Defender's Office. Please reach out to them and let them know your situation so that they can properly advise you. And if you are released by the 8th, please make sure and attend that hearing at the city court. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest. Thank you very much, sir. You're excused.
Matthew, hold the probation officer.
You got, here's a visual, number one, visible. We'll give you paperwork.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Letitia Thomas, 6/26/2003.
Good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on 3 charges of domestic violence, assault, criminal damage, and disorderly conduct. Reminder, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Take a look at the pretrial services report in your case, and note that the alleged victim in this case stated that you do not reside with them. Is that correct?
But yeah, I don't live there.
Okay. But that they do welcome further contact with you and don't object to your release. So based on that, I'm going to schedule an arraignment for you in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court on July 29th. At 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'll release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you promise that?
Yes.
I'm going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you not commit any acts of domestic violence. I'm not going to order that you have no contact based on the alleged victim's desires. However, please keep in mind that any additional allegations could result in you, additional allegations of domestic violence could result in you being taken into custody and that circumstance being changed. So with that, that's all I have for you. You are excused. You'll be released later today. Please make sure and attend your hearings. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest.
Okay, thank you.
For your honor.
Good morning. Please tell me your full name and date of birth.
My full name is Tyree Emerson Webster Wax II. My date of birth is 11/05/1985.
All right. Here. And arraignments. Give me 1 second. All right, sir. You're again being seen here on 3 charges of domestic violence. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I'm taking a look at the pretrial services report in this case to get some more information about you. Did note here that there was a notation of a federal probation parole, but I don't see you being held on anything other than this case. Jail, can you confirm that there's no additional holds or matters for the defendant?
Yes, Your Honor, there are no holds.
Sorry, yeah, sorry.
That's right. I'm just trying to make sure I'm understanding your situation, sir. All right.
Yes, sir. Thank you. I'm here.
All right. So in your matter, I am going to set an arraignment for you in front of Judge Wendy Million at the Tucson City Court on July 29th at 1:30. And I will release you on promise that you will appear at that hearing. Can you promise that, sir?
Yes, I can.
All right. So I will release you and promise you will appear. Based on input from the alleged victim in this case, I'm going to order that you have no contact with them.
Okay. Yes, Your Honor.
You could go into their place of work or residence. Do you
No,
reside? Do you reside with the alleged victim?
The victim went and stayed with her client. She's moved out and said she's moving out by the 3rd. I signed the lease there. She said she's moved out. Other than that, I don't know what to do. I'll go by you guys' guidelines, however, but she said she's moving out by the 3rd. She's not been there.
Oh,
The situation took place there, but she has other places to go, and I live here, so I don't know how that works.
also it's going to work like this. I'm going to
Okay.
order that you not have any contact with them.
Okay.
To include going to their place of work or residence. So wherever they are currently residing or working, you're not to go to
Okay.
that place. And if you
Correct.
see this person out on the street or anywhere else in the community, you are to
Right.
immediately leave the area. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Um, I'm going to order that you also not possess, consume any alcohol, or illegal drugs, possess no firearms or weapons, and surrender any firearms you may have to the Tucson Police Department within 48 hours of being released. I'm also going to order that you not commit any acts of domestic violence.
Yes, sure. Thank you. Are these court records available? Because I don't know who else is joining them. I was going to have my probation be part of this team meeting, but I don't know who this number is there. So I'd be nice to know who that is.
So these, you will receive a copy of this. You will receive a copy of this
Sure.
order from me, and
Thank you.
any other records can be obtained from Tucson's Police Department or will be provided to you at your hearing on the 29th. So it's very important that you attend that hearing so that you can receive these records and so that you don't have a warrant issued for your arrest.
Okay. Thank you. Nice.
That's all. Thank you very much. You're excused. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Courtney Jerome Ray Madison, 11/09/99.
Ms. Madison, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here on, I guess, one new charge, but also several other matters that have been consolidated into this The new charges are domestic violence, disorderly conduct, and domestic violence, criminal damage. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. Taking a look at your case, I'm going to consolidate, or these matters are going to be consolidated for purposes of hearing disposition. We're taking a look at the pretrial services report. Here's that the alleged victim in this case, that you do not reside with them. Is that correct?
One more time.
You do not reside with the alleged victim in this case. Is that correct?
What? I'm sorry. What does that mean?
You don't live with the alleged victim.
Okay.
Is that
Yes,
correct?
that's correct. Yes, yes, Your Honor.
Sorry, sometimes I use big words. All right. So in your case, I'm going to set a matter. Well, I'm going to vacate a previously I'm going to vacate. There was a previously established court hearing on June 26th. I'm going to vacate that and set a new hearing for you on July 29th at 1:30 in the afternoon in front of Judge Wendy Million. And I will order you released, provided you promise you will appear at that hearing. Can you promise that, sir?
Yes, Your Honor.
I'm also going to order that you not drive without a valid license, that you possess, consume no alcohol or illegal drugs, that you commit no acts of domestic violence. And I'm also going to appoint the City Public Defender's Office to represent you in this case, based on the other charges that are being rolled into it. I'm not going to order that you have no contact based on the alleged victim in this case wishing to have further contact with you. I will just remind you that if you violate any conditions of this, conditions of release, with any new alleged violations, then you could find yourself right back in custody and held with a bond. You understand?
Yes, Your Honor.
All right, sir. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Thank you. Have a good rest of your day.
All right. Morning. Please tell me your full name and date of birth.
Manuel Santiago Coronado, 11/27/1990.
All right, sir. Good morning. Being seen here today based on 3 charges of possession of dangerous drug, possession of narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. I have in front of me state's recommendation or request to dismiss without prejudice. Is that correct?
Yes, Your Honor, that is correct. Thank you.
Okay. Well, sir, the state is moving to dismiss your case without prejudice, which means they could be brought back if they elect to do so, but otherwise, you're going to be released later today. There will be no additional hearings scheduled. And that's all I have for you. You're excused.
Thank you, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
November 7th, 89.
And Your Honor, we'll waive reading of the charges.
Thank you. All right. So, sir, you're being seen here today on a felony infant complaint. Your attorney is waiving the reading of the charges, so we're not going to be going too much into those. I've reviewed the pretrial services report as well as the county attorney's recommendation for pretrial services release. Is that correct?
Yes, that's correct, Your Honor, given the relatively borderline FST performance, and some of the other factors that were indicated in the pretrial services report, the absence of other criminal history. He does seem to be somebody that would be appropriate to take a chance on with release, so long as he understands loud and clear that he should not be drinking and he certainly should not be driving without a valid license. Thank you.
No objection to that, Your Honor.
Okay, thank you. So, sir, based on all the information provided and arguments from parties, I'm going to release you to the supervision of pretrial services, and I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, that you not drive without a valid license, and that you submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services. So, sir, you can be released later today. Please make sure and contact pretrial services and your attorneys. I'm sorry, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. So, sir, please make sure and contact the pretrial services and your attorney as soon as possible so that you can be apprised of the next steps in your case. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
I'm sure first thing on Monday before you return on Tuesday.
All right. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Reyes Alicia Valdez Farías, 3-14-89.
Is he the interpreter?
No.
Okay.
03-14-1989.
Si quieres, está bien, hay alguien en línea.
Interpreters here.
Gunnar, I think it would be better for, oh, I apologize. The interpreter would be better if we could have the interpreter for the hearing.
Yeah. Yeah,
Muy
we'll,
buenos días, señorita. Soy la intérprete. Interpreter, just introduce yourself.
okay. I don't think Ms. Valdez needs to reconfirm name or date of birth.
Sí, that's the fact.
You want to do that again?
No, está bien, está bien.
She's starting all this name.
Ya entiendo.
Se me hace que no hay necesidad de confirmar ni el nombre ni tampoco la fecha de nacimiento de la señora Valdez.
My name and my.
No, está bien. Está bien. El corte.
You're being seen here today based on several charges, including bribery of a public servant, criminal trespass in the first degree, resisted arrest, and assault.
Usted está aquí por varios cargos que tiene pendiente. Primero, soborno de un oficial, de un funcionario público. 2, entrada ilícita en el primer grado, resistir arresto y agresión.
You have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you.
Usted tiene el derecho de guardar silencio y cualquier cosa que usted diga se puede usar en su contra.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
También tiene derecho a un abogado y estoy nombrando a la oficina del defensor público del condado para representarlo.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing.
La abogada que está al lado izquierdo de usted va a estar representándola para el propósito de la audiencia de hoy.
If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. You understand?
Si usted tiene alguna pregunta, si tiene alguna preocupación, por favor, hable directamente con la abogada, su abogada, antes de hablar en voz alta conmigo. ¿Entendido, señora?
Sí.
Yes.
Thank you. I've reviewed the pretrial services report. I'll note that defendant was listed as a 1-on-1 on the NTA FTA scales. Doesn't appear to have any felony criminal history. However, I do note that there was an ICE hold.
Muy bien, he repasado el informe del Servicio de Supervisa a Juicio y estoy viendo que
la escala de riesgo sale en 1 y que tampoco no parece que hay antecedentes penales, pero parece que hay una orden de detención de ICE.
Read the county attorney's. Read the county attorney's recommendation for a bond of $2,500. Also noted in the last hold. Anything to add from the state?
Nothing to add.
Que hay una fianza, que la recomendación de la fiscalía es una fianza de $2,500 y también estoy notando que hay una orden de detención de ICE. Fiscalía quiere agregar algo. Interpreter did not get what the county attorney said. Sorry.
Yeah, I apologize for any of that again. I have nothing to add from this.
Fiscalía no quiere agregar nada.
In defense?
Your Honor, we would ask that you impose a nominal bond for time credit.
Podemos imponer una fianza nominal para que ella reciba crédito por el plazo carcelario.
I think as the court noted, she has no criminal history. And so I think that she would be a good candidate for release, but for the ICE hold.
Como su señoría acaba de notar, ella no tiene antecedentes penales, lo cual implicaría que sí sería un buen candidato para libertad bajo palabra, pero el problema es que tiene la orden de detención de ICE.
Given that and given her inability to pay, we would ask that the court impose a $100 bond for time credit.
Dado eso de la detención de ICE, junto con la incapacidad que ella tiene de pagar, estamos pidiendo que el juez imponga una fianza de $100.
Thank you. I'll impose a $1,000 secured bond so that Ms. Valdez can receive time credit.
Muy bien, voy a imponer una fianza de $1,000, lo cual es en forma de garantía para que la acusada pueda recibir crédito para el plazo carcelario.
I'll also set a preliminary hearing for July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon.
También voy a fijar una audiencia. I'm sorry, Your Honor, was that 1:30?
1:30, yes. 1:30 in the afternoon.
También voy a fijar una audiencia preliminaria para el 2 de julio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
I'm also going to order that if a bond is posted and Ms. Valdez is released, that she be under the supervision of pretrial services.
También voy a ordenar que si se paga la fianza y la dejan en libertad a la señora Valdez, que ella esté bajo la supervisión de servicio de juicio.
And that she not have any contact of any kind with any alleged victim to include going to their place of work or residence.
Y que no tenga nada de contacto ella con ninguna víctima supuesta, lo cual incluye no ir a casa de la víctima supuesta ni tampoco al lugar del trabajo.
Ma'am, that's all I have for you. You're excused. Thank you.
Muy bien, señora, con eso ya es todo. Se puede tirar. Your Honor, interpreter is going to stay on the line. I think that the next two cases are finished.
Necesito un intérprete también. Oh, no. Your Honor, this is Murguia.
Yeah.
He doesn't want the interpreter.
I don't need an interpreter, Your Honor.
¿Está bien? ¿Está seguro?
Uh-huh.
Ella está en la misma.
Yeah, no, I don't need that.
Thank you. And I will ask the interpreter to stay on the line. I believe we do have one more
Yes, ma'am.
individual to see who may need it.
That's exactly what I also, Your Honor, and I'll stay on the line, of course.
Thank you very much. All right. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Michael Frederick Murguia, 11/12/83.
All right. Good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on, well, there's two matters we're going to deal with today. One is a city court matter. The other is a interim felony complaint alleging acts of aggravated assault with deadly weapon, dangerous instrument, aggravated assaults, temporary but substantial disfigurement, misconduct involving a weapon, and unlawful discharge of a firearm within city limits. These are alleged to have occurred on May 26th of this year. To remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Legal Defender's Office to represent you.
Okay.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes, I do.
Thank you. Reviewed pretrial services report noting that Mr. Murguia is 6 out of 6 on the NCA FTA scales, and that there is a criminal history dating back to 2003. Yeah, I guess 4 prior. For the county attorney's office recommendation to be a bond of $80,000. Does they have anything additional to add?
We would just note that 2 of those 4 prior felony convictions are for violent offenses. The third is for a weapons offense. And this new offense involves Mr. Murguia and a co-defendant shooting the alleged victim, resulting in injuries of note to that victim. So for these reasons, we do believe that Mr. Murguia is a danger to the community and that $80,000 bond is appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. And defense?
We would ask that you really release Mr. Murguia to pretrial services supervision, alternatively impose a significantly lower bond. I understand the criminal history, the state detailed, however, pretrial services was able to speak with him prior to the hearing. He does reside in Tucson with his father. He's employed full time. And given that, we would ask that you give him an opportunity on pretrial. If the court is going to impose a bond, again, we would ask for something significantly lower, given his inability to.
I will impose bond $50,000 cash and set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. I will further order that if the bond is posted, that Mr. Murguia is to be released to the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment as they direct. I'll order that he not have any contact with any victims, to include going to the place of work or residence. They do not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs or any firearms or weapons. And that is the felony matter.
I'll give him his dream stuff.
On the city court matter, you're being seen for based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest by Judge Jeffrey Klotz on June 2nd of this year, is related to charges of 3 separate charges of DUI. The bond amount in that was $2,500. I'll honor that bond amount and set your case for a video review hearing. Give me 1 second, please. All right, thank you.
Or I can put an NTR in front of her. All right, sir. I'm going to set a non-transport review hearing for you in front of Judge Million
on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. And I'm going to release you on this matter since you're being held on the felony matter. Conditions of release will apply: possess no alcohol or illegal drugs, and have no contact with any alleged victims. I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. All right, sir. So please keep in touch with your attorneys from both the county and from the city so that you can be apprised of the next steps in either of your cases. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Okay, this is Mr. Rojas Ahumada. He does want the interpreter.
Interpreter here, Your Honor.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Francis.
Con sus apellidos y también la fecha de nacimiento. Señor, su nombre entero junto con sus apellidos y la fecha de nacimiento, por favor.
Francisco Javier Rojas Ahumada. Y fecha de nacimiento es junio 11 de 1989.
Francisco Javier Rojas Ahumada, date of birth 6/11/89.
All right. Good morning, sir. It's time to step your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on charges of disorderly conduct with a dangerous weapon and possession of a narcotic drug.
Muy bien, buenos días, señor. Hoy se está celebrando lectura, comparecencia inicial y usted está aquí porque lo están acusando de alterar el orden público con algún tipo de arma peligrosa junto con posesión de narcóticos.
You have the right to remain silent. Anything you say can be held against you.
Se tiene el derecho de guardar silencio. Cualquier cosa que diga se puede usar en su contra.
You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you.
También tiene derecho a un abogado y estoy nombrando a la oficina del defensor público del condado para representarlo.
The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing.
La abogada que está sentada a la izquierda de usted lo va a representar para esta audiencia.
If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud.
Señor, le voy a pedir que por favor, si usted tiene alguna pregunta o alguna preocupación, que hable directamente con su abogada antes de decirme a mí en voz alta.
I reviewed pretrial services report, noting that there is a separate felony case, CR 2025-1099. And the state is requesting that Mr. Rojas Ahumada be held no bond.
Muy bien. Acabo de repasar el informe de servicio previsto a juicio y he notado que hay otro delito mayor aparte del año 2025 que es un 1099 y la fiscalía está pidiendo que el señor Rojas Ahumada que esté detenido sin fianza.
Anything out from the state?
¿Algo más de la fiscalía?
Nothing further, Your Honor. Thank you.
No, su señoría, gracias.
Anything from defense?
¿Algo más algo de la abogada defensora?
I don't think there's anything to add given the state's request, Your Honor, so nothing further.
No tengo nada que agregar dada la posición de la fiscalía.
All right, sir. Arizona law allows the state to request that you be held, that someone in your circumstances be held without bond.
Señor, el estado de Arizona le permite a la fiscalía que haga una petición que una persona en la circunstancia de usted que la detengan sin fianza.
In honor of that request, I set a no bond hearing for June 27th at 2:30 in the afternoon.
Muy bien, y voy a otorgar esa petición y voy a fijar una audiencia para pedir fianza, para revocar lo de no fianza y para el 27 de junio a las 2:30 de la tarde.
I'm also going to send a preliminary hearing for July afternoon.
También voy a fijar una audiencia preliminar para el 2 de julio a la 1:30 de la tarde.
So, sir, you're not going to be released. Please keep in touch with your attorney so that you can prepare for your hearings.
Señor, no lo van a dejar en libertad. Por favor, mantenga contacto con su abogado para que usted esté preparado para las próximas audiencias.
That's all I have for you, sir. You're excused.
Señor, es todo lo que tengo. Ya con eso se puede retirar. Your Honor, this is the interpreter. At this point, the interpreter thinks that she might not have any more defense. If that is the case, Andre, excuse.
Yeah, let me just confirm, Jill. We don't have anybody else who needs an interpreter, correct?
Okay, else, Your Honor. Thank you.
Thank you very much. The interpreter is excused. Have a good day.
Thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Angel Martin Enriquez, 8/11/85.
Morning, Mr. Enriquez. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on charges of unlawful use of a means of transportation, unlawful possession of a narcotic drug, unlawful possession of drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence. Review the pretrial services report and the state's recommendation for release to pretrial services. Anything to add from the state?
Nothing further from us, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense?
Nothing to add, no objection to release to pretrial. Thank you.
Thank you. So, Mr. Enriquez, you're going to be released today to the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to order that you submit to any monitoring or treatment that they direct. I'm also going to order that you not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that you have no contact of any kind with any alleged victim, to include going to their place of work or residence. I'm sorry, and I forgot to mention this. I am appointed the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you, and I'm going to set a hearing for you on July 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. So you can be released. Please make sure and keep in touch with pretrial services as well as your attorney so that you don't miss any court dates and you're up to date on what you need to be doing to prepare. And that's all I have for you, sir. Thank you.
Thank you. All right. Thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Señor Christine Gutierrez, 22676.
Good morning. This is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen today based on a warrant that was issued for your arrest out of the Santa Cruz County Superior Court. And this relates to charges of possession of a narcotic drug and failing to appear. To remind you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I've reviewed your pretrial services report. Note that there was you were rated a 4 and a 6 respectively on the NCAFTA scales. And I do believe this is, let's see, this warrant was issued on April 28th. After you have failed to appear at an arraignment that was set for you back in November 2019. And that you had been have previously been arrested on this case and put under the supervision of pretrial services. All right. Defense, you have any comment or argument?
We would ask that you release her to pretrial services. I understand the history of the case. However, these are personal drug possession cases. This is a person-only felony arrest of any kind, and I believe 51 years old. Given her absolute lack of felony criminal history and given the nature of the charges, we would ask that you consider release to pretrials.
Yeah, given the history is noted by pretrial services, I do think there's a risk that Ms. Gutierrez will not appear if released, even with the supervision of pretrial services. I'm going to honor the bond amount requested in the warrant at $5,000 secured. I'll order that if the bond is posted, that Ms. Gutierrez be released to pretrial services supervision and submit to any monitoring treatment as directed, and that she would not possess or can assume any alcohol or illegal drugs. And I'm going to set a review hearing on July 22nd at 9 a.m. So, Ms. Gutierrez, based on everything I have in front of you, I'm going to honor the bond or the warrant bond amount in this case. We will contact Santa Cruz County to let them know that you are in custody and give them an opportunity to transport you. That review hearing is a placeholder just in case they do not come to transport you down to address this case. At that time, if you are still in custody, then your conditions may be revisited. But for now, that's all I have for you. You're excused. Thank you. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Yana Hernandez, 9996.
Hernandez, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today on a charge of aggravated driving under the influence, alleged to have occurred earlier today. I'd remind you, you do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. If you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. I've reviewed pretrial services reports, that's a 2 and a 2, respectively, on the NCAA scales, and that there is no felony criminal history noted, but there was a conviction for DUI on May 24th. I'm sorry. November of 2024. Pima County Attorney's Office recommendation is $7,500 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Your Honor, we would just note the prior DUI conviction that Ms. Hernandez appears to be on probation for. For those reasons, we think the $7,500 bond is appropriate. Thank you.
Thank you. And Pence.
Your Honor, we would ask that you consider releasing Ms. Hernandez to pretrial services supervision. I understand she does have the prior DUI. However, as the court noted, she has no prior felony arrests or convictions of any kind. Pretrial services was able to speak with her mother, who did confirm that she can continue to reside with her and her mother can help her meet any court obligations. We'd also ask the court to consider the fact that pretrial services could impose additional drug and alcohol testing that's likely not in place at city court. Through probation. They could require regular breathalyzers at the office multiple times per week if they deemed that was appropriate. Given that that level of supervision is available, we would ask that you give her an opportunity on pretrial services release.
And I am inclined to release Ms. Hernandez to pretrial services. I will order that she submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed by pretrial services, that she not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs, and that she not drive without a valid license. I will set the matter for preliminary hearing on July 14th at 1:30 in the afternoon. And that's all I have for you, ma'am. So you're gonna be released. Please make sure and contact pretrial services immediately, and as well as your attorney, so that you are up to date on the status of your case and are adequately prepared for any hearings that may be coming up. And that's all I have for you, ma'am. Thank you.
Thank you.
Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Jesus Ibarra, 2/22/91.
All right, sir. Good morning. It's time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of possession of a narcotic drug, possession of drug paraphernalia, and tampering with physical evidence. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm going to appoint the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So if you have any questions or concerns, please address them to your attorney before saying anything out loud. I've reviewed pretrial services report, which noted that there is a parole violation warrant that was issued by was the U.S. Marshal Service or District Court, but that otherwise there was a 4-3 respectively on the NCFTA scales. County Attorney's Office recommendation is for $1,100 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Nothing further, Judge. Thank you.
Oh, and I did note that there was at least 3 felony criminal convictions dating back to 2013. Defense.
Given the federal retainer, we would just ask for a nominal bond for time credit in light of the nature of the charges.
I'll order $1,000 cash secured bond so that the defendant can receive time credit. I'll set the matter for a preliminary hearing on July 2nd at 1:30 in the afternoon. I'll order that if the bond is posted, that Mr. Ibarra be released to the supervision of pretrial services and submit to any monitoring or treatment as directed. I'll also order that he not possess or consume any alcohol or illegal drugs. Yes, sir. Well, sir, that's all I have for you. You're not going to be released for several reasons, but please keep in touch with your attorney. And good luck. Thank you. There. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Maria Iturralde, September 6, 1968.
All right. Ms. Raleigh, this is the time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here this morning for several different matters. First matter we're going to talk about here is a felony interim complaint alleging possession of a dangerous drug and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. You also have the right to an attorney, and I'm appointing the Pima County Public Defender's Office to represent you. The attorney seated to your left is going to be representing you for purposes of this hearing. So please direct any questions you have to them before saying anything out loud. Do you understand?
Yes.
Thank you.
Yes, Your Honor.
Pretrial services report. Didn't note any other holds or other matters. However, there does appear to be a warrant that was issued by the Maricopa County Superior Court related to possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of paraphernalia, as well as misdemeanor charges of shoplifting. This was issued by this was issued on January 13th of this year with an amount of $3,000. Also, just to kind of in full picture, I also see a warrant here issued by Judge Arlene Pesquera, the Pima County Justice Court, for charges of driving with driving a suspended license, failing to appear, and a city court case based on a warrant that was issued by Judge Jeffrey Clotes for shoplifting, 2 counts of shoplifting and possession of drug paraphernalia. All right. County Attorney's Office recommendation was for $1,100 bond. Anything to add from the state?
Your Honor, we would just note the substantial failure to appear history, both in and out of Pima County. For those reasons, we think some sort of bond is appropriate. Thank you.
Defense.
Your Honor, we would ask that you release her to pretrial services supervision. I do believe, according to pretrial services, at least on the new charges, she's eligible for steps. If she is in jail, she's not going to be able to meaningfully engage in any kind of drug treatment. Given that, we would ask that you give her an opportunity on pretrial services release. I think if she were to enroll with steps, she'd be able to engage with treatment with them next week. So I think that would address a lot of the underlying issues that brought her before.
Thank you. Given the, I think, 4 different courts and the multiple warrants, I am inclined to oppose a bond. In this case, it'll be $1,000 cash secured. Did the defendant want to be screened for steps?
Yes, Your Honor.
So I'll schedule a steps hearing for July 1st at 9 a.m. and a preliminary hearing, just in case that doesn't go forward, for July 2nd. I'll order that if the bond is posted, that the defendant submit to monitoring and treatment as directed by pretrial services, and that she possessed no alcohol or illegal drugs. All right. Moving on to the Maricopa County warrant. Defense, any additional comment on that?
Your Honor, we would just ask, given that she is going to be held, we would just ask for nominal bond for time credit.
And I will impose the bond in that case. Similarly, order pretrial services supervision and monitoring, and no alcohol or drugs be possessed or consumed. I'm going to set a review hearing on that case for July 22nd at 9 a.m. On the Justice Court matter, the warrant issuing the amount of $500. I will again pose the $100 bond so that time credit can be considered, and set the matter for a hearing tomorrow. I'm sorry, 1 second. Tomorrow at 1 p.m. in front of Judge Crystal Ann Foster. And on the city court matter. Oh, I'm sorry. 1 second. And then on the city court case, I'll set a video review hearing for July 1st at 1:45 in the afternoon in front of Judge Maldonado. And again, pose the bond that was requested on the warrant of $750 secured. I'm also going to appoint the Tucson City Public Defender's Office to represent you. And I'm sorry, on the Pima County Justice Court matter, I'm going to appoint Mr. Peter Gutierrez to represent you. His contact information will be on the paperwork you'll receive. Yes, ma'am, we got a lot going on, a lot of hearings coming up. You'll receive copies of all this paperwork. Please keep them available. Make sure you're keeping in touch with all of your attorneys. And if you are released, please make sure and attend any hearings that you have scheduled. Otherwise, a warrant could issue for your arrest and you could find yourself right back in custody. Thank you very much, ma'am. That's all I have for you. You're excused.
Is your hearings if you want that? If not, you would listen for it.
I'm listening to that one.
2020.
Those are the defense.
Catfish too.
Too easy. Good morning. Can you please tell me your full name and date of birth?
Rebecca Nicole Leon, 8/17 of 94.
All right, Mr. Leon, good morning. This time set for your initial appearance. You're being seen here today based on charges of possession of a dangerous drug, possession of a narcotic drug, and possession of drug paraphernalia. You do have the right to remain silent, and anything you say can be held against you. I see here state is moving to dismiss without prejudice. Is that correct?
That is correct, Your Honor. Thank you.
Defense, anything?
Oh, Your Honor, thank you.
Okay, thank you. Mr. Leon, the state is moving to dismiss your case without prejudice, which means it may be brought back in the future if they elect to do so. However, for now, it is going to be dismissed, and you are going to be released later today. And that's
Okay,
all I
thank
have.
you.
Thank you.
Thank you, Your Honor. I believe that was our last hearing.
Yeah, I don't see anything else. So thank you very much.
Yeah.